chosen one, whose name has been called by the light, the stirring you feel at this moment is not meant to frighten you. It is a gentle reminder from heaven, knocking upon the deepest and most hidden door within you. I am Archangel Michael, drawing near not with threats or cold rebuke, but with the patience of a heavenly guardian, who has always watched over every step you take. Perhaps you have passed through many hurried days, allowing the noise of life to drown out the quiet call from above. Perhaps you have awakened from an unusual dream, noticed a sign appearing repeatedly, or sensed a faint prompting within your heart, only to tell yourself that it was merely a coincidence. Yet, my child, what is sacred does not always arrive with thunder and lightning. Sometimes it comes like a warm breath, a moment when your heart suddenly grows still, or a feeling that tells you to pause and look more deeply at the path you are walking. I know you have often heard words that frightened you into believing that if you missed a single moment, you would lose every good thing forever. Today, I have not come to bind you with that fear. I have come to tell you that the greatest tragedy is not that you may have delayed in the past, but that you continue living as though you have no opportunity to return. God is serious when He calls you, because genuine love does not treat lightly the choices that can shape an entire future. Yet, that seriousness does not mean you are being driven into despair. He is still making a way, still placing moments of awakening before you, and still patiently waiting for you to respond with sincerity. Each time you sense a reminder within your heart, it is not a sentence of condemnation. It is an arm reaching out to draw you away from confusion, from habits that slowly drain your joy, from relationships that cause you to forget your dignity, and from thoughts that persuade you that life no longer holds anything worth hoping for. The boundary between watchfulness and carelessness can sometimes be very thin. A single, seemingly small, choice may lead you in an entirely different direction. A word restrained at the right moment may protect a relationship from unnecessary harm. A decision peacefully postponed may save you from the consequences of haste. A closed door may prevent you from entering a place that was never meant for you. Therefore, when I remind you not to rush past the signs appearing before you, I am not telling you to believe every passing feeling or pursue every promise that excites your emotions. I want you to learn discernment. What comes from the light will not deprive you of your ability to reason, force you to act in panic, or cause you to hate yourself. True guidance brings clarity, even when it initially requires you to face something you have been avoiding. It makes you more honest, calmer, more responsible, and able to love without abandoning your boundaries. For a long time, I have sought to help you recognize dangerous turns through many different means. Sometimes I used a conversation that remained in your thoughts for days. Sometimes I allowed a plan to be delayed so that you would not enter something before you were ready. At other times, I allowed someone to leave so that the emptiness they created could reveal the truth about a relationship you had struggled to preserve. You called these things losses, but not every departure is a punishment. Some separations are forms of protection. You called delay failure, but not every unopened door means that you have been rejected. Many times, your prayers were not answered in the way you wanted, because what you were asking for was far smaller than what was being prepared ahead of you. Heaven has not forgotten you. You simply have not yet seen the full extent of the quiet work being completed behind days that appeared motionless. At this moment, You do not need to count down 10 seconds in anxiety or believe that one moment of hesitation will make every hope disappear. The true decision does not rest within a brief number of seconds, but in the attitude you choose from this day forward. Will you continue ignoring what you already know is unhealthy, or will you find the courage to change? Will you continue allowing the past to define you, or will you open the door to a new way of living? Will you react in anger whenever you are wounded, or will you learn to pause so that temporary emotions no longer control you? A few breaths may be enough to begin changing direction, but that change must be continued through faithful and consistent steps. Light does not come merely to give you an emotional moment. It comes to transform the way you think, speak, choose, and treat yourself each day. Do not believe that I will abandon you simply because you did not immediately understand the call. Silence is not always absence. Sometimes it is a lesson that helps you mature beyond dependence upon feelings. There are seasons when you sense divine support very clearly, but there are also seasons when you must walk by faith, even though no obvious sign appears. If every answer came immediately, you might easily confuse convenience with the presence of God and regard hardship as evidence that you had been forgotten. Yet the companionship of heaven does not change according to your circumstances. In joyful days, I am beside you. During the nights when you cry and do not know whom to speak to, I am still there. When you are strong, I protect you from pride. When you are weary, I shield you from the lies that say you no longer possess value. You may have missed a few reminders, but mercy is still calling you back to watchfulness. The miracle you have awaited for many years may not appear in the dramatic form you once imagined. Sometimes the miracle is awakening and realizing that you no longer desire to return to the place that wounded you. Sometimes it is finding the courage to speak honestly after years of silence. Sometimes it is the ability to forgive without allowing another person to continue violating your boundaries. At other times, the miracle may be a new opportunity, an unexpected resource, a timely encounter, or an answer that finally resolves something over which you have prayed for a long time. Whatever form it takes, remember that what is good requires a willing heart, a clear mind, and hands capable of protecting what has been received. Do not only pray for a door to open. Prepare yourself to walk through it with maturity. Do not merely desire to receive more. Learn to be faithful with what you already possess. Do not only ask for your life to change. Allow change to begin within the smallest parts of you. Therefore, beloved child, remain connected to heaven, not through panic over urgent messages, but through a life of daily awareness. Set aside moments of stillness in which to listen. Observe the results produced by each of your choices. Recognize who helps you grow and who merely feeds your anxiety. Care for your body, your words, your thoughts, and your living space as precious things entrusted to you. When an idea comes, do not ask only whether it excites you. Ask whether it leads you toward peace, honesty, and compassion. When a door appears, do not ask only whether you are able to enter. Ask whether what lies beyond it is consistent with your dignity and the purpose you carry. When a relationship causes you pain, do not ask only how you can persuade that person to remain. Ask whether the love within that relationship is helping both of you become better. I am near you at this moment, not to force you, but to give you the courage to choose the light. Your life is not determined by one moment of scrolling past, one former mistake, or one long season in which you saw no results. Nevertheless, Each day you are given the opportunity to participate in building your future through greater awareness. Therefore, breathe slowly, lay down your panic, and open your heart with pure trust. Unanswered prayers are not necessarily rejected prayers. Many things are being arranged so that they may come at the right time and in a form more beautiful than anything you once imagined. I will remind you when you need to stop, strengthen you when you need to move forward, and protect you when you must pass through unfamiliar places. Do not live in regret over what has already passed. Let today become the moment when you begin listening more deeply, loving more wisely, and walking more steadily, because the light is still before you, and you have never had to find your way back alone. When you intentionally remain and open your heart to the sacred current flowing toward you, you step through a door, heaven prepared long ago, not so that you might chase after dazzling appearances, but so that you may recognize that the season of awakening has truly begun. I, Michael, draw near to remind you that the Most High has seen the quiet response within you for a very long time. He knows you have grown weary of waiting. He knows you have wondered whether your prayers reached the heights or simply dissolved into an empty silence. Yet, beloved child, not one sincere cry from you has been lost. Even your decision to pause, listen attentively, and express your willingness carries profound meaning. This is not an exchange through which you purchase favor, nor can any external action compel heaven to act. What is seen is the posture within your heart. You have begun to stop closing yourself off, to stop turning away from hope, and to permit your heart to receive a new direction. Some actions may appear very small, yet they reflect a far greater decision taking place within you. A moment in which you choose to stay rather than leave. A second in which you agree to listen rather than allow doubt to cover you. Or a simple act showing that you desire to continue walking this path can become a milestone in your transformation. This is not because the outward act possesses power in itself, but because it reveals your willingness to cooperate with what is good. When you express agreement, continue listening, or simply tell yourself that you no longer desire to run away, you are declaring that fear will no longer determine your future. I want you to understand this clearly. The grace of the Most High is not limited by a button, yet your willingness may open the place you previously sealed because of disappointment. The moment your inward posture changes, you begin to notice what was already surrounding you, but what you were not peaceful enough to recognize. I stood near during the nights when you turned your face toward the darkness and tried to keep your sobs from escaping. You believed no one knew what you were enduring, because during the day you continued smiling, continued assuring others that you were fine, and continued doing everything expected of you as though nothing within you were breaking apart. Yet heaven heard even the words you could not speak aloud. Your sighs, your silence after painful conversations, the nights when you awakened feeling empty, and the questions you never dared to reveal were all received. You do not need to cry loudly in order to be heard. The Most High does not measure pain by the volume of your tears. He sees the depth of what you have endured and knows precisely when your strength is approaching its limit. Therefore, do not believe that the silence behind you was evidence that you had been forgotten. There are seasons when He does not answer in the way you expected, because He is arranging an answer strong enough not only to soothe today's pain, but also to transform tomorrow's direction. Many times you have asked for a sign, so that you would know whether to continue or stop, trust or release, enter the door before you, or remain patient a little longer. I know these questions have exhausted you, because every choice appeared to carry something you were afraid to lose. Today, I have not come to urge you to run faster, but to restore you to calmness. A genuine sign will not drive you into panic. It will bring a deep clarity within you, even when what is revealed does not entirely resemble what you hoped to receive. The Most High is not waiting for you to stumble so that He may punish you. He is walking ahead, placing necessary obstacles upon the wrong road and quietly opening the way along the right one. What you interpreted as delay may have been protection. What you regarded as a closed door may have been a hand preventing you from entering a place where you would have been wounded more deeply. Therefore, stop interpreting every delay as rejection. Some things have not arrived because you are being prepared so that, when they do come, you will possess the maturity to preserve them. The message I bring is both a reminder and a rescue. I remind you not to return to old paths, merely because the present moment feels quiet. You once had a habit of seeking comfort from people who were unable to support you, searching for answers among voices that caused you to question your worth, or quickly accepting what was unsuitable because you feared waiting any longer. But that season is ending. You are being called into a new way of life, where you no longer react from emptiness but choose from wisdom. Rescue does not always appear as a dramatic miracle before everyone's eyes. Sometimes it begins when you realize that you are no longer attracted to what once weakened your resolve. It appears when you can say no without guilt, leave a harmful conversation without needing to prove that you are right, and remain alone without running back toward relationships that only deepen the emptiness within you. I want you to know that your presence in this moment is not a meaningless coincidence. Something within you has awakened, causing you to stop at the right time and listen to what you might once have ignored. Do not interpret this in a way that causes you to consider yourself superior to others. Understand instead that you are being offered an opportunity to live differently. Your name is not being placed at the center of a storm so that you may become the object of attention. It is being included within a work of restoration, so that you may learn to remain steady while everything around you is changing. You have passed through many waves, yet each time you believed you were sinking, a new strength was being formed within you. What you endured was not meant to define you through pain, but to teach you that genuine peace does not depend upon whether other people treat you rightly. That peace is built when you know you belong to the light, and understand that your value is not diminished by abandonment, misunderstanding, or failure. Not one of your tears has been considered useless. Each time you wept over a shattered dream, you were learning to release what was no longer right for you. Each time you sighed, because you had carried responsibility for too long, you were discovering that you could not continue living through your strength alone. Each time you felt that no one understood you, you were being led to look more deeply into the presence that had never abandoned you. These experiences were not punishments. They were old layers of soil being opened so that new seeds could take root. You cannot see everything that is being prepared, but that does not mean nothing is happening. Behind the silence, the right connections are being arranged, necessary truths are gradually being revealed, and doors that were once closed are being reconsidered. When the appointed time arrives, you will understand why certain things had to depart before something better could enter. Nevertheless, I also teach you not to allow expectation to become impatience. The greatest miracle is not always an event that happens in an instant. Sometimes it is waking up and realizing that an old wound no longer controls the new day. Your life may change through an unexpected opportunity, a word of confirmation, the timely arrival of another person, or the resolution of a problem that has continued for years. But the first change may also occur quietly in the way you see yourself. Do not underestimate this. When your thinking is healed, you will no longer choose what weakens you. When you recognize your dignity, you will no longer beg for affection from someone who offers you only uncertainty. When you know that you have been heard, you will not panic during a season of silence. Inward transformation is the foundation that prevents outward blessings from becoming burdens. Therefore, remain within this peace and allow your heart to be comforted. You do not need to prove that you deserve what is good. Continue walking with gratitude, honesty, and a willingness to learn. Your hidden tears have been heard, your unfinished prayers have been understood, and the days when you believed you were forgotten have remained under the care of the Most High. I am near to remind you not to return to the place that wounded you merely because you cannot yet see the new road. Keep your eyes open and your heart gentle, but do not abandon discernment. The moment of change may not arrive in the form you imagined, but you will recognize it when it comes, because it will not carry coercion or chaos. It will arrive with a gentle clarity, helping you understand that every tear, every season of waiting, and every attempt to stand again prepared you for this very moment. I am beside you, and you no longer have to continue as though you were forgotten. Beloved child, at this very moment, ask me to guard your heart against counterfeit kindness, protect your mind from double-hearted words, and give you the discernment not to allow a gentle appearance to conceal the truth. I do not want you to close yourself to human kindness, nor do I want you to enter every relationship with suspicion. But you must understand that compassion must always be accompanied by wisdom. Not every smile contains peace. Not every question arises from genuine concern. And not everyone who appears close to you deserves access to the most private places in your life. Some people approach to support you, while others draw near, only to discover what you possess, what you are planning, and where you are vulnerable. Therefore, do not immediately entrust your entire story to someone who has proven themselves only through words. Allow time to test their loyalty, allow actions to reveal their motives, and allow the peace within you to become the measure by which you distinguish sincerity from something merely decorated with flattering words. From this day forward, learn to live carefully without fear and privately without becoming cold. Not every plan needs to be announced before it has taken shape, and not every joy needs to be shared with everyone around you. Some seeds can grow only when they are protected from curious hands and unkind discussion. Therefore, speak less about what has not yet been completed, observe more carefully how others respond to your progress, and maintain clear records concerning money, work, agreements, and responsibilities. When you buy or sell something, preserve the receipt or proof of transaction. When an important agreement is made, confirm it in writing rather than relying solely upon memory or a spoken promise. If a conversation leaves you uncertain, record the date, time, principal details, and what was agreed upon. Should it become necessary to preserve a conversation through technical means, do so only when it is appropriate, safe, and legally permitted. Such caution is not an expression of fear. It is a way of honoring the truth and protecting yourself from stories that may later be distorted. You must understand that heaven may guide you through prayer, but that guidance is also often expressed through practical action. I may place a warning within your heart, yet you must still examine a document carefully before signing it. I may cause you to feel uneasy about a transaction, yet you must still reread the terms, ask questions about anything unclear, and seek reliable advice when necessary. I may remind you to keep your distance from a particular person, but you must stop revealing secrets they could use to harm you. Do not call carelessness faith, and do not believe that careful preparation means you lack trust. The protective wings of heaven do not make you passive. They help you walk with greater awareness. When you combine prayer with responsibility, intuition with evidence, faith with boundaries, you build a strong fortress that deception will struggle to penetrate. After hearing these words, you may feel compelled to confront the person you suspect immediately. You may want to question them directly, force them to explain themselves, or expose what you have begun to notice. But I advise you to remain calm, because a truth that has revealed only one part of itself is not always sufficient for wise action. If you enter a conversation while your emotions are inflamed, a dishonest person may use your hurried words to reverse the story and portray you as unreasonable or unfair. Resist the urge to resolve everything in a single moment. You do not need to prove that you have seen through them. Wisdom does not loudly proclaim that it knows everything. It quietly observes until each piece finds its proper place. Allow their words, actions, and results to meet one another. What is built upon deception will eventually reveal cracks, while what is genuine does not fear the test of time. During this waiting period, do not remain frozen in anxiety. Calmly gather what is necessary. Preserve letters, documents, and relevant information. Clearly distinguish what you witnessed directly from what someone else merely told you. Do not add assumptions to facts, and do not allow pain to turn one small detail into a complete judgment. Pray before speaking, reflect before reacting, and ask yourself what outcome you truly desire. If you only want to hurt the other person as deeply as they hurt you, step back until your anger subsides. But if your purpose is to protect the truth, establish boundaries, and prevent wrongdoing from continuing, you will be able to choose words that are clear without becoming insulting. When the appropriate moment arrives, I will help you avoid saying too much while ensuring that you do not omit what must be said. Authority is not found in speaking more loudly than someone else. It rests in the steadiness of a person who knows they are standing upon the truth. Do not be too surprised if someone who once appeared close suddenly becomes distant. Sometimes abrupt coldness is not something newly born within them. It is merely what had previously been hidden and can no longer remain concealed. Some people treat you kindly while you satisfy their desires, but change as soon as you establish a boundary. Some praise you while you remain under their control, yet become uncomfortable when you begin making your own decisions. When this happens, do not beg them to return to the gentle version they once displayed, because that version may have been only a garment worn in order to gain your trust. Observe what they do when they can no longer benefit from you. It is in that moment that the true nature of a relationship is often revealed most clearly. Though this may cause you pain, truth exposed is still better than closeness built upon deception. Nevertheless, I do not want you to label every change as betrayal. Some people become quiet because they are exhausted. Some withdraw because they are fighting a private battle, while others need distance in order to think. Therefore, observe long enough before reaching a conclusion, ask calmly before accusing, and identify a pattern only when you possess a clear foundation. Discernment does not turn you into someone who distrusts everyone. It helps you know when to open your heart, when to wait, and when to walk away. I want your heart to remain gentle, but no longer easily controlled by guilt or manipulation. You may understand another person's circumstances without permitting them to mistreat you. You may forgive without restoring their former level of access. You may love someone from a distance when closeness is no longer safe. If a mask truly falls, regard it as the beginning of healing rather than the collapse of your life. What hurts you is not only what the other person did, but also the destruction of the image you once believed about them. You may grieve over beautiful memories, regret unfulfilled promises, and blame yourself for not recognizing the truth sooner, yet do not condemn yourself merely because you trusted. Your sincerity is not something shameful. The lesson is simply to offer trust gradually rather than surrendering all of it at once. When the truth becomes clear, you will have an opportunity to reconsider signs you previously ignored, strengthen your boundaries, and choose differently in the future. This understanding is not meant to make you bitter. It is meant to make you more mature, calmer, and less vulnerable to control. Once you see clearly, the power of deception will begin to weaken. Another person can manipulate you for a long time only when you do not understand what is happening, or when you continue hoping they will change without accepting responsibility. But when you recognize the pattern, you will no longer react in the way they expect. You will not rush to defend yourself against every accusation, argue within conversations designed to exhaust you, or continue placing your future in the hands of someone who has repeatedly disregarded your peace. You will make decisions with awareness. Choose companions according to character rather than emotion alone, and build your life upon a foundation that others cannot easily disturb. This is not revenge. It is the restoration of the authority over your own life that you may once have unknowingly surrendered. Therefore, beloved child, ask me to stand beside you, but also walk as someone who has been given discernment. Guard your heart against bitterness, your mind against confusion, and your words against haste. Do not allow false kindness to blind you, but do not permit one painful experience to make you reject every sincere form of love. Remember what is important. Preserve necessary evidence. Examine everything carefully before agreeing, and wait until the truth has been fully revealed before acting. When you must speak, speak in peace. When you must leave, leave with dignity. When you must forgive, forgive without tearing down the boundaries you have rebuilt. I will help you recognize what should remain, what must be released, and who deserves to continue walking beside you. Your story does not end when another person reveals their true nature. On the contrary, that may be the very moment when you begin living with greater freedom and wisdom, moving toward the future, without being controlled by hands that do not belong to peace.